is a health first kitchen ecosystem that's building for a modern Indian kitchen, as we say. We're a young brand. We are trying to build in the clean, toxin-free sort of kitchen segment and space. It kind of started honestly as a very, very personal journey for Udit and I. We are spouses. We have a little kid who has a huge role to play in why we decided to start this in the first place. And I think it is our own personal search for finding something clean and healthy for our own houses that led us along this entire journey of genuinely looking at our kitchens very, very differently from how we were looking before. Experimenting a lot, looking at what is there in the market and finding out this sort of opportunity, so to speak, that there is a very large number of utensils, in fact, not just wire utensils, products in the kitchen, which are not in line with the lifestyle that we are looking for, a lifestyle that needs clean, healthy, toxin-free product, something which is easy to maintain and something that is definitely more affordable. And there weren't very many brands which were fitting into the segment, and this is where our interest in this category honestly peaked. Spent a very long time, R&D researching, I think almost about a year and a half before we even took the first product to the market to test. We did a lot of primary, secondary research to speak to customers, understand the pain points. And then we kind of came across this one segment that post-COVID, there is a huge movement towards health, wellness, cleaner lifestyle, and people are looking to make changes across the entire food value chain. And what started as, say, your oils, pulses, vegetables is now ending with, let's say, the last thing that is touching the food, which is essentially your cookware. And that's kind of where Cumin Co.'s kind of niche really comes about. We started in Feb of last year. We're a little shy of completing a year and a half. And a fantastic journey at that. We started with the very first product, which is enamel cast iron. We're very proud to say that we're the first homegrown enamel cast iron brand. We have 3 patents to our name right now. We are at least when we got the certification, the only Indian sort of cookware brand which was triple certified across US, LFGB, and your European Council sort of certification for food assurity and safety. The ethos of the brand is genuinely to build products that can be, kind of cooked in all sorts of Indian kitchens which are using as much Indian sort of ingredients as they are global ingredients, and it's an amalgamation of both, and that's the kind of kitchen that we kind of essentially want to cater to. So yeah, that's kind of been our journey, growing fast, scaling fast, lots of learning. The bit that we find very personally very interesting is how engaged customers are in this category, and it's a category that if you allow customers to, you can potentially build this with a lot of sort of collective effort and inputs kind of from customers and as it from us. So yeah, that's kind of been our experience so far. Very well. So we are primarily in the cookware segment, and within cookware we've started with one particular material niche, which is enamel cast iron. So that obviously takes the largest chunk of our sort of portfolio at this point in time. Where we have seen traction, and honestly, I think it's a good place to be at, but we've seen a collective good response for not just 1 or 2 products, but across our entire portfolio. But the ones that we've seen the maximum amount of sort of uptick, so to speak, is wherever there is an upgrade. So there is a huge upgrade happening in cookware because of Teflon, microplastic, that entire narrative. So there is a shift away from anything that has traditionally has non-stick coatings or Teflon coatings. So your tawas, your pans, these are products which are seeing the max amount of uptick because there is a natural upgrade happening in the category as well. Yeah, so we have a very interesting way in which we are expanding the brand. We were D2C exclusive for a very long time. So when we started off the brand, we were extremely clear that we are building something which is new in the market. Enamel cast iron wasn't seen. There weren't, in fact, with the exception of 1 or 2 international brands, there were no other brands in the market. So we knew we had to do a lot of category creation, education, which is possible and best done through our own channels. We were exclusively on D2C for a very, very long time. And then we started scaling this across marketplaces. We are still a year and a half into our journey. We are still heavily, a largest part of our revenue still comes from our own website and designed to be such because it's a channel that gets us the fastest feedback of our products. It's a channel that allows us to manage and control our customers ourselves. So we are able to engage with them, interact with them, get very fast customer product feedback. We launch a product. Before we even launch a product, we test it out with almost about 100, 200 customers, put it out, get a lot of sort of feedback from that ecosystem, and then it allows us to sharpen our new product dev. So our website continues to be the largest chunk. The next and the faster growing channel obviously is marketplaces, and it was designed to be such that once we get some bit of understanding of how to scale the products and our own channel, then we will kind of go around scaling on Amazon. Amazon is the next largest channel, in fact the fastest growing channel for us at this point, because again a very large amount of organic intent is sitting on Amazon. I think they've been amazing partners to us in the journey so far. We do have some products which are in the tool space, so we do have spatulas, chopping boards, knives, now storage. So we have kind of expanded our portfolio as well, and we see a lot of fitment in QCOM in those categories. So you'll see our presence in Blinkit, in Swiggy, in very recently Zepto, First Club. So you'll see our presence in QCOM as well. So that's kind of where our retail presence is overall. We are online exclusive, though we are dabbling somewhat in offline in very strategic way. But we do like to do a good job of whichever channel we pick on. So we like to take one channel, go to a lot of depth, build a full playbook before we move in channels. So I think before we really enter into the offline space, which is a very, very large space in itself, we want to make sure that the entire intent that is sitting in the online category through QCOM, e-com, through our own website, we're able to cater to that first. So that's kind of where our overall presence is at this point in time. So in terms of expansion, I think the logical next for us would become offline expansion. But I think that's a journey that we will walk over the next couple of quarters, years. Offline is another skill set altogether. Online and offline, generally, these are two very specialized skills. So I think gradually for us of expansion, into this category, and we will have to get into offline, which would be general trade, modern trade. Those are channels that we will gradually start getting into, but that's perhaps a little more into the future. I think the next immediate future is obviously solving a lot more online for us. So essentially what that means is we like to enter into channels through which we can get a lot of customer feedback at a very fast pace, allow us to refine our GTM before we enter. Offline in general is a fairly complex ecosystem, and there are nuances of MTs, GTs, all of them working very, very differently. So I see we will probably over pivot in a channel that we feel we can get a better response from while being able to leverage our current core. So I would feel like we would gravitate more towards, I think, a multi-brand LFR sort of a format, and then gradually start penetrating into, more organized retail channels. The vision for Cumin honestly is very simple, and we went through this exercise a lot when we were kind of thinking of the core ethos and the building blocks of the brand. Is that we want to be a brand we're technically a brand which is on a mission to make Indian kitchens healthier, and that's a fairly basic goal that we carry. Our utensils are toxic. A lot of the products we use shouldn't be used in our kitchens at all. Unfortunately, it's a space we have fully ignored, and we've spent the least amount of attention. Just because somebody else is handling or managing or taking care of it doesn't mean that it does not impact the output and quality. So we as a brand would say that we're on a mission to make sure that every single kitchen which is looking to lead a healthier lifestyle through food, we would like to be a brand that enables that. Which means if it solves through cookware, if it solves through storage, if it solves through a chopping board, it can solve through whichever product in the kitchen. We would like to be that brand which is ensuring that a customer is able to lead a healthier life. So that's kind of the mission or the vision that we carry for ourselves. 5 years down the line, I think a little bit more tactically, a much broader SKU spread. Kitchen is a very complex category. There are so many complexities in terms of sizes, variations, all of that. So we would like to obviously have a full portfolio of all the potential products, a lot more metals. Essentially, anyone who's coming on our website looking for any sort of a product for any metal technically should be able to kind of find that. And yes, do carry a goal of, or at least a vision of, as many number of Indian kitchens holding as many number of Cumin Co products. So that's at least the broad vision that we are carrying for ourselves.